Are you considering a move to Twin Lakes, Wisconsin, or maybe a vacation rental, or maybe just spending a couple of days in town looking around? If so, you're going to want to stick around because today that's what we're talking about. Let's check out some pros and some cons about Twin Lakes, Wisconsin. So let's just talk about where Twin Lakes is. If you're not familiar with the area, you're going to want to know where it's located, right? I mean, that would make sense. It sits on the Illinois-Wisconsin state line, just north of Richmond, Illinois. It's located about 45 minutes from Lake Michigan, about 12 minutes from Lake Geneva, about 25 minutes from Burlington, Wisconsin, and about an hour to Milwaukee or Chicago. It takes about the same amount of time to get to O'Hare as it does Mitchell Airport in South Milwaukee. So you have two great airports that you can choose from. I'll tell you that Milwaukee is a lot easier to get in and out of. Much less traffic, so if you are someone who doesn't like to drive down to O'Hare, Milwaukee might be a better choice for you. Milwaukee doesn't handle all the airlines that Chicago does, so check that while making your plans. So let's talk about housing, because if you're looking at this video trying to get some information about Twin Lakes, Wisconsin, or the surrounding area, this is something that is a passion of mine. It's near and dear to my heart. I lived in the Twin Lakes, Randall area for 16 years, and so I have a lot of information about it. I'm going to be doing other videos on it too, so don't stop at this video. So Twin Lakes, Wisconsin has, and I'm going to include Randall in this too, because Randall is an area that surrounds Twin Lakes. So a lot of people who are considering moving to Twin Lakes, Wisconsin will also consider Randall. So the type of housing in Twin Lakes is very diverse. So you can find small homes in established neighborhoods that have been here a long time. You can find brand new housing or close to it in neighborhoods with subdivisions. You can find lakefront properties. You can find property on acreage. You can find property that is not on a lake but does have deeded lake access. So if you're looking for a place close to the lake but you don't want to pay the high taxes that are on the lake, or you can't afford the price of the house on the lake because they are expensive, but you want access to the lake where you can have a boat slip or launch your boat, then Twin Lakes has you covered on that as well. Twin Lakes also has condos and townhouses as well as apartments. And there's even housing for 55 and older. The housing prices have changed quite a bit since the pandemic. Is probably another whole video in itself, but the prices have skyrocketed in Twin Lakes, Wisconsin. However, the taxes, if you compare the property taxes to neighboring Illinois, you'll find that Twin Lakes property taxes are a lot lower than Illinois. One of the reasons why a lot of people move to or vacation in Twin Lakes, Wisconsin is because of the lakes. Twin Lakes has two lakes, Lake Elizabeth and Lake Mary. Lake Mary is the northern lake and Lake Elizabeth is the southern lake. Both lakes are spring fed and really clean. Both lakes are full sport lakes, meaning you can fish, swim, ski, ice fish, ice skate, snowmobiling. There are some restaurants that have outdoor seating on the water. Not a lot of them, but there are some there. So if that's something that you are into or interested in, you can email me with your questions and I'd be happy to help you with that. If you're looking to move to Twin Lakes and you don't already have an agent, feel free to contact me. I'd love to help you. All my contact information is in the description. And then let's get down now to another thing that I really love about Twin Lakes is the small town feel. It's got a cute little downtown area and barely any traffic. The only time you'll see traffic in Twin Lakes is usually if there's some kind of a festival going on. So once the summer season comes, you'll see a little more activity on the weekends. People are coming up, putting their boats in the water, having parties, cookouts, and things like that, or just taking vacations. The downtown area was revamped, I would say probably about 10 years ago. It's very charming now. It's got some shops, pubs, bakery, things like that. So not a ton, There's a few, but it's fun to walk around downtown. So that leads me to the events. Most of them are put on by the chamber, and there's just so many things that happen event-wise in Twin Lakes. There's a car show, Liberty Fest, movies in the park, business in the park, craft fairs, farmers markets, the Small Business Saturday after Thanksgiving. There's also Trees on Parade, the lighting of the Christmas tree downtown on the square. All sorts of fun things, parades, and celebrations and festivals of all different kinds. Then there's other events too that aren't put on by the chamber, which would be the big one is Country Thunder. So if you're not familiar with Country Thunder, it's a country music festival that comes to Twin Lakes every year in July and usually lasts about 4 or 5 days. There's camping on the festival grounds. There's VIP tickets that you can buy. They have some pretty big names, at least somebody big every day. And so there's a lot of big time country music celebrities or stars, whatever you want to call it. Traffic does get backed up for that, but that brings a lot of business into Twin Lakes and the surrounding communities. So it's really good for businesses. Other than events, you might be thinking about what is there to do in Twin Lakes, Wisconsin. It is actually, it's a pretty small town. There's only about 6,000 full-time residents in Twin Lakes. And so there's some other things that can be done. There's the Ice House Trail that is in Twin Lakes. I believe it goes from like the library out to Bassett Road. And I think it's a couple miles each way. So it's not huge. It's something very doable within an hour, a couple hours. There's also a Twin Lakes golf club. It's open to the public. They have a really good fish fry there. Of course, things to do in Twin Lakes would be using the lake for recreation, or you can just go swim. You could picnic there. You can walk around downtown and things like that. So there's some things to do there. There's not a ton of things to do there, but that's also going to lead into the cons of Twin Lakes. So if you're visiting there, for a day or a week or whatever, you'll find things to do. It's really a place that's pretty quiet, and I would think a lot of people go there for relaxation unless you're there for an event. But one of the cons, I guess, to Twin Lakes would be there's no actual public transportation. There's no trains nearby. You'd have to go down to Fox Lake to get out of Metra. I haven't seen any buses like Pace buses or things like that go into Twin Lakes. Obviously, you can get a taxi or probably an Uber or Lyft, but there's no trains and buses or anything like that in Twin Lakes. You'd have to travel to other bigger areas if you're looking for a way to get to work or get downtown to Chicago or something like that. Another thing would be there's really no nightlife in Twin Lakes. There are a couple of taverns, but if you're looking for a dance place or nightclub or something like that, you're going to have to go to a city nearby. So you can go to Kenosha, which is not that far away, 30 to 40 minutes away. Or you can go to Lake Geneva, which is only 12 minutes away. So they have a couple of nightclubs there. Maybe people call them something other than nightclubs. I call them nightclubs or clubs or dance places or whatever. They're there. You could also go to Milwaukee or Chicago or some places outside Chicago that are maybe closer. I'm not a big nightclub person, so I don't know where they all are. But if you're looking for a place like that, you're definitely going to have to go outside of Twin Lakes. Another thing would be medical facilities. So there's no hospital in Twin Lakes. The closest hospital would either be Burlington or Kenosha or maybe Lake Geneva. There are doctors that do practice in Twin Lakes. There's a couple, but there's really nothing else around there. So Kenosha or Burlington are going to be the closest, and actually Kenosha has a couple of different hospitals, so if you don't like one, you can go to another. Another con to Twin Lakes would be there's not a lot of shopping there. There's a grocery store, there's a hardware store, and there's a couple of restaurants, banks. There's a couple of fast food restaurants, but there's not a whole heck of a lot to choose from. So if you want something other than fast food or the couple of restaurants that are there, again, you're going to have to go someplace that's a little bit larger. Richmond, Illinois actually has some pretty good restaurants. I'm not saying the restaurants in Twin Lakes aren't good. There's just not a lot to choose from. Lake Geneva has a lot to choose from. Richmond has a few. Antioch, Illinois has a few. Outside Twin Lakes also. And one last thing for this video, which is a con for some people, would be the winter weather. So if you're not familiar with winter in the Midwest, it does get cold. We do sometimes get sub-zero temperatures, snow, blizzards, freezing rain, which causes black ice, ice storms. Sometimes you'll get the rare snow-nado or thunder snow. That's kind of fun when it happens, and they're not dangerous, nothing really. I guess it maybe, I don't know, a snow-nado, if you're out there and you're in it, it's not as bad as like a tornado, which we do have, but usually not in the winter. We have had one in the winter though, quite a few years back, but it was a really nice warm day. So just be careful, be suspicious of really nice warm days in January or February in Twin Lakes, that come out of the blue. So that's, I think, pretty much it. Oh, so let's go back to the housing a little bit. The housing prices have skyrocketed since the pandemic, which I already mentioned earlier, but that is kind of a con because that makes it harder for people to move to nice, quiet, peaceful Twin Lakes, Wisconsin. So if this video was helpful to you in any way, please like and subscribe. And if you would like to be notified every time I upload a new video, go ahead and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified. And that is pretty much it. If you're in the market for buying or selling in Twin Lakes, Wisconsin, and you don't already have an agent, feel free to contact me. I would love to help you out. If you aren't even in the area and you need an agent, contact me for that as well, because I have contacts with agents all over the United States, and I would be happy to refer you to somebody. All my contact information is listed in the description. So thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next one.